Imagine there was a way to know the best stocks to invest into without having a single ounce of knowledge when it comes to investing. You'd probably think this was insider investing, which is kind of illegal.
Or scrap the idea of being arrested because there's an AI system that's about to change your life forever.
Watch this. I'm going to type create me a budget as someone earning £2,300 a month that wants to put aside £200 each month to save for a house in London. And the result is crazy. Let me show you what it says. Housing. Aim to spend no more than 30% of your income on housing. In London, this can be quite challenging, so consider living outside of the city centre or getting a roommate to split costs. It then goes on to give you the exact amount you should be spending on housing. And if you thought that was crazy, watch this. ChatGPT, write me a quick way to teach investing to a 5-year-old. Or ChatGPT, give me 5 side hustles to start that will earn me an extra £100 each week. Or ChatGPT, teach me how to rob a bank. Just kidding. But now it's time to put ChatGPT to the proper test by seeing whether it can help me plan my route to becoming a millionaire. Can an AI system take me from having zero knowledge about investing to reaching the level of the investing greats such as Warren Buffett? Let's find out. Here's the plan. 1. ChatGPT teaches me how to invest. Step number 2, get ChatGPT to hand pick me some stocks to buy. Listen, this is a super smart AI system which can surely teach me how to become an investing millionaire by predicting the future all in the space of about 5 minutes. Whew! First things first, let's type into ChatGPT, how to invest as a beginner. And as you can already see, the answer is pretty long-winded. That leaves me with 2 options. Option 1, I can sit here for the next 10 minutes reading it all out to you. Or I could just do the smart thing and ask the AI system to summarize it for us. Yeah, let's do that and see what it says. Step 1, educate yourselves on the basics of investing. I think this is a pretty basic first instruction, and we can probably just ask ChatGPT to teach us that as well. Step number 2, set your investment goals. Now, this is absolutely key because if you don't know what you're investing towards, how are you meant to know how much to put aside? Step number 3, create a budget to save money for investments. Again, crucial. You need to know how much money you can actually allocate from the money that's coming into your bank account each month. Pretty smart. Step 4, start small with low risk investment options. This one's a bit debatable, especially as a beginner. If you have a long time span ahead of you, you probably can go for something higher risk. But I suppose as a beginner, low risk isn't a bad place to start. Step 5, consider using a robo-advisor to manage your investments. And it does depend on how much effort you put into that step 1 of teaching yourself the investment basics. However, it can be a great option for those people that are time limited. Step number 6, monitor your investments regularly. Maybe this is a good piece of advice for a beginner investor, but I actually am taking a long-term investing approach, so this step wouldn't be great for me because I don't want to see when it's down all the time. Step 7, be patient and remember that investing is a long-term game. It must have heard what I just said. Well, that isn't bad, but I do feel that as a beginner, I would still be sitting here a little bit confused as to what I should actually be doing because these steps weren't so practical. That gives me an idea. Can you make the steps above more practical? That's better. ChatGPT has just outputted quite literally a hand-holding guide for investing as a beginner. Apologies to my UK audience, but let's dive into this a little bit closer. Specific book recommendations such as The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle, websites that you can invest on such as Fidelity and Robinhood. It's even recommending that you should start with just $100 and go into something with low risk investments. I'm not saying that this is the be-all and end-all when it comes to investing, but it's a pretty good place to start. That now brings us to step 2 of the plan because I don't know exactly which stocks to invest into. I think I know what we need to ask. ChatGPT, can you give me a list of good stocks, please? Huh? What you're very quickly going to realize if you type this in yourself is that ChatGPT is just going to output you with some broad guidelines when it comes to investing. Probably smart from a legal standpoint. However, we're not quite done yet because here's the trick. Instead of asking it for stocks to invest into, you need to ask it for a list of specific stocks. For example, give me ideas of growth stocks. And just like that, we've tricked the system to output us some stocks. But a quick warning before you start gambling all of your money on the stocks that are coming up on the screen. Number 1, ChatGPT is not connected to the internet, so it technically doesn't know what's currently going on in the economy. It has a limited knowledge dating up to 2021, meaning if one of these stocks didn't even exist today, ChatGPT wouldn't even know. Now we've got out of the way, let's take a look at how well these stocks that ChatGPT have outputted have performed since 2021, where its knowledge goes up to. Starting with Amazon, as you might have guessed, ChatGPT didn't know there was going to be a tech crash in 2022. And had you invested at the heights of 2021, you would now be down a whopping 46%. That's not the best of starts. All right. Doesn't give me much hope for the next one, which is Tesla. Also down 55% from its 2021 highs, but 5% from its lowest point in 2021. I mean, Tesla does just seem like a bit of a wild ride at the moment, depending on what this guy over here tweets. Next up is Square, down 73% from highs. Zoom, yeah, that's down 82% from its highs. And Shopify completes 5 out of 5 with 74% drop from its all-time high in 2021. Yikes. Not the best start from our AI system, but perhaps the next search query could, save the day. Give me a list of 5 dividend stocks, and please make them perform better than the last 5. All right, looks like we're starting with Coca-Cola. Not the worst attempt by ChatGPT, because had you invested in any month but, well, December, you'd be up. All right, next up, PG. Don't let me down. Again, not too bad. If you'd invested in the first 10 months of 2021, you'd also be up on your money. You would be down, however, had you invested in December. Johnson & Johnson almost makes it 3 out of 3, had they not had a very poor start to 2023. Yeah, you would be down if you'd bought in 2021. All right, ExxonMobil, what have you got? Now we're talking. That is the pick of the bunch from ChatGPT, up 50% from 2021. This is starting to get a little bit interesting. And final one now, AT&T, and had to go and let us down, 25% drop from 2021 highs, but they are up 5% from December of 2021. I suppose every cloud has a silver lining, maybe? So it does seem that ChatGPT had a little bit better luck when it came to dividend stocks over growth stocks. But it does seem like the experiment has failed, right? Well, maybe not, because we do have to remember a couple of things. Firstly, we're in a recession, meaning that most stock prices are naturally going to be much lower than they were at the all-time highs we were seeing in 2021. The best economists can barely predict a recession. So a system where the knowledge stops in 2021 probably has a pretty poor chance of guessing it too. Second, this is the first ever version of ChatGPT. It has no connection to the internet, so it's done a pretty good job to get some of the stocks right. And number 3, I'm not sure if you noticed, but ChatGPT didn't once mention these were good stocks to invest into. I just asked it for a list of stocks. And all in all, that goes to show us something that ChatGPT mentioned right at the beginning of this video. If you recall, it did suggest as a beginner investor not to invest into stocks, but instead to go for something a little bit lower risk, something called an index fund. And it seems like it would have been a good thing to take the AI's advice, well, because most of the stocks it gave us were in the red. Having said all that, I have no doubt that if we do give ChatGPT a few more years, probably even a few more months, oh, and also plug it into the internet, this thing is going to become scarily good at predicting the future. So until the remake of this video in a year's time, happy investing, and here's a video that you might like to watch. See ya.